The legend has arrived. And here he is, Bruno! Actually, I'm talking about me mate Arb, and I'm going to let him tell you what's going on today, because this guy's got little gold nuggets, little gems of things that us DIY men need to know about. Arb, what's happening, bro?
Well, today, Monday, it's always a good day after a good weekend. So today, picked up the rondo, which is the ceiling. Because the ceiling in there, it's a little metal ceiling system. Battens click into channels on the wall. The ceiling in there is all over the place. It's not worth trying to batten it in timber. The cost of timber is probably more than it is out of this pressed metal, but also to get it straight and to support it and everything. So what we're going to do is we'll stick a ceiling just below that ceiling. So I've got that stuff there, picked it up this morning, had the order. That's for this week. Right now I'm going to finish that wall off, and then I'll line the wall with building paper to keep all the bats in, and then I'm going to brace it with bracing ply. So I've been setting this wall up with 2 string lines. It's got a big bow in it, and all the studs have got a curve in them as well, a round in them. So I'm setting it up on string lines. I put a little block behind the string line so it's out 10 mils. So that way I know that every time I put my stud in the thickness of my ruler, which is 10 mils away from that string line, then I'm getting it on the same line. Yep. So these studs, I put all the rounds outwards, but being new, beautiful, stressed graded 8 pine, they actually haven't got much round in them at all. Yeah, right. So this is to straighten the wall, but it's also to suit my bracing. What I do at the bottoms, as you can see down there, I put handy brackets down so that all the studs that are involved in the bracing panels get bolted down to the bottom plate and the bearer. And so I'm going to dress this wall up, be straight, then I'm going to wrap it, each cavity, with building paper. Not here, you don't need to, but definitely here, to keep out, basically to keep the bats in, is, you know, the insulation, to keep that in there is my main mean. I'll do that first, and then I'll put the dwangs in. So some people might say you might rip the building paper a bit. Not a biggie. The whole point of the building paper is to hold the bats in. I've got a little bit of vermin proofing down here. It's about the only place that the rats can come through that's not in the roof.
How do you do that, mate?
I'll just cut timber.
Oh, yeah.
And just put timber down there.
Yeah, righto.
It'll be basically wedged in.
Yeah, righto.
And then I'm going to have a sheet of bracing ply here. I'm going to have another sheet over there. Yep. I'll brace that all up. Then basically that wall will be ready for... I'll put the bats behind the bracing ply, but the rest of them I won't put in at the moment. I'll just have the building wrap there. It'll be ready for Jim. That's the bracing ply, yeah. Okay, so tell us how that works. Yeah, well, this stuff gets nailed at 75 mils along the top, 150 mils down every other stud. It's a structural sheet of ply. This is called Eco Barrier. You can use this externally. Right. You can actually use it instead of building paper, and you have to tape all the joins and prime all the edges. We don't do that because building paper is not that expensive. Yeah, but what we do is we brace often from the outside with it. But obviously here, I've cut a brace out of that wall. There was one angle brace in that wall. I saw that, yep. So what I'm going to do is obviously put more bracing back into that wall, you know. Yeah, righto. So then by the end of today, I'd like to have that braced and insulated behind the brace, building wrap on, and be putting some dwangs in there. That's that. Then my next aim is soon I've got to have a chat with the door guys, and we're waiting for these cedar weatherboards to come. It's always the case with these things that take 4 weeks to arrive. Yeah, righto. It's a little bit of a time thing. But before I get onto the ceiling, what I want to do is then do this. And I'm quite happy to pull these windows out. Yep. Get all the framing right. Yep. And just run the building wrap past it to keep it waterproof. Can I ask you, can you take these windows out without destroying them okay? Generally, I'd like to remove the sashes just because of the pure weight of them. You know? So if I can pull out a couple of the sashes, they'll be old slot head screws. Oh yeah. So what I'll do is I'll stick my little mini dog U-bar, tap it in behind the hinge, and just lever those screws out, and they'll come out because I won't try and unscrew them because it's going to take too long. So I'll just lever them out, and then I'll just cut it with the Recipro saw, cut the nails down the side, and we'll lift it out. Bloody so good. We should be able to save most, yeah. I'm just watching my dog outside with a rat. He's just caught. What are you doing? Bigsy! What you got, Bigsy? Oh no, that's not a rat. That's one of the dead ones out of the wall, look. Oh yeah. Or is it? Oh, it doesn't look too flash, mate. I don't know, it looks like an old rod. Where'd you get that from, Bigsy? Like outside place. In the trailer. Oh jeez, mate. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, yeah. Bloody good. So that's we'll come back and see how you're going. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, the reason I asked about the windows is I'd like to use them for making glass houses if you rather than dump them, you know.
It's always the intention to get the panes out. Well, if that's the case, then it makes more sense for me to pull out these opening sashes for you.
Yeah.
And then I can just cut the rest out with it.
So can you take the whole lot out in one hit?
Sometimes you can. Yep, I'm picking, there's not too many nails in here.
Yeah.
In the old days, we nail it every 450 centres. So actually, up the side is nothing.
Okay.
That's handy they stayed in there, isn't it?
That is great.
Yeah. There'll be a couple along the top probably.
We're not hitting too many so far, bro.
No,
like none. One there. What the hell's holding that thing in? It must be just the ends, is it?
Maybe it's been nailed through the stud into the end.
It's gotta be.
Yeah. Well, now we put a nail at every 45 centimetres, especially here. It's a high wind area. And we put a couple of nails at 45 centimetres or screws, depending, you know. So yeah, but we can get them out in one piece.
Well, if you can, that'd be cool, Brad. I have to say that in all the years of running my channel, I've had literally hundreds of people on. I've never ever had so many positive comments about one character, this guy here. So thank you for those really heartfelt.
Yeah, thank you.
Really good comments, and that reflects on the bloke that Adrian is. I'm really actually very proud of him, and I think he should be really proud of himself because he's an incredibly good worker, totally trustworthy 100%, and honest to the T, and a pleasure to watch. And I just love his presence being here because he's a mate, but I'm also gaining a lot of information that I'm soaking it up. So yeah,
I'm happy to share.
Yeah, man. So yeah, real props to you, bro. Eh?
Wonderful, thank you. So, the question might be, how deep do I cut the checkouts to cover around these dwangs here when I'm putting these studs on?
You're talking about these here?
Yeah, exactly. So what I do is I need to find out, I cut them all the same, but I need to find out what the distance is, at least the deepest one. So what I have is I've got a little dot laser, and it shines up vertically. You can see it goes through that string line, it goes through the other string line as well.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So what happens is I can then measure here, and I can go, okay, that's 82 mils, and then this one here is 92 mils, center of the dot, and then this one here is 82 mils. So I've got to be 10 mils in behind the string line, so I'm going to go, okay, 70 mils. I'll cut out 70 mils, bang, and then it's going to give me the adjustability and it fits in.
Wow, that's fast for taking those blocks out for the dwangs to go into, mate.
Yep.
That's super fast.
Bang, that's it, fits in there.
Fits in perfectly, bro.
Yep. Now this one is where the jib sheets are going to join. So I'm going to set it back 3 mils so that, because the jib sheets are run horizontally, it's a butt edge. It's not a recessed edge. So I set it back about 3 mils, 2 to 3 mils. What it does is it makes them sit like this. Then the plasterer can do a join up the butt edge of the jib sheets. And there's not a hump in it, and he doesn't have to fear it all the way out there.
Brilliant.
So just stick it, yeah, it's, in Australia, we used to have these battens, metal battens, and they had a bend in them. And you'd use them, they were called butt battens.
Right.
And you'd use them literally wherever, you'd use them as dwangs through here or something.
Okay.
And it would pull the sheet back. But this will just sit back a couple of mils, just enough so that there's no ridge where he plasters it.
Yeah.
So what I want now here is about 2 to 3 mils behind my my ruler. Normally my ruler is just below the string, right, and then that'll make that in a perfect line. But now I'm going to put this one just a couple of mils further behind the string. Make sure this one doesn't fall on my head.
Yeah.
That's actually...
You need to take a little bit out.
I reckon I need to take a bit more out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's just for the jib rocker, the jib plasterer to get it his joint neat. It should do it.
So you're using the side of your hammer when you're hitting the chisel there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's something I learnt right from the start.
Yep.
I think it's because maybe to do with the fact that you're not going to hit your hand.
Yeah, right. So she was a little bit... Has it made a difference or not? It looks like it has. Yep. Yep. You can see that.
Yeah,
yep.
There we go. A couple of mil in there, it's perfect.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have taken you more than a minute to correct that on the chisel.
Yeah. You've got to have a sharp chisel too.
Yep. Do you sharpen yourself, Arbs?
Yeah, I've got a Swedish whetstone.
Okay, because there's an art in sharpening those.
Yeah, well, it's a slow rotating, large diameter stone.
Yep.
That sits in a bath of water and
Righto.
slowly rotates.
Yeah.
And then I grind 25-degree angle on it. Yep. And then I hone a 30-degree angle on it.
Okay.
So these ones are often just out of the grind. Oh, that's enough. Yep. Yep, that's cool. That's all it needs.
Clamps are a must for any builder, aren't they?
Yeah.
I use them all the time when I'm doing repairs on the boats and that.
So considering that's the one that lives in the nail pocket,
right?
It's quite a good look to it, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's that Swedish machine. It doesn't heat the blade up, so it doesn't lose its edge.
Righto.
Right. Big noise.
No mucking around.
No, that's right. About every 300 mils is the way to do it.
Yep.
So it adds to the strength of the building as well. So I finished the studs. They're all done to a string line. Chucked all the dwangs in. A lot of jigging around with the dwangs. I'm now sticking in some paper to stop the bats from falling out the back when I bat the whole thing. But what I'll do is I'll actually bat behind my bracing ply, and then I'll nail up my bracing ply sheets, and then basically we're structurally done, upgraded, ready to go.
Awesome, Arbs.
I use an external building rack because it's actually the easiest way to do this, to try and keep the bats in here.
Oh really?
Yeah.
External building, okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's external stuff. We'll be using it on the outside. Oh. But it's just trying to put anything else in there when I've got no space is impossible.
Yeah, right.
So this is actually possible to do. Fastenings at every 300 mils maximum. Mighty staple gun, it does it all for me.
Yeah, pretty quick, eh?
Yeah. As long as you don't put it through your finger, you're right.
It's happened before, Arbs.
It has.
It is. So Arb's got the bracing ply, I guess that's what you call it, is it, Arb?
Yep, bracing ply on.
Bit of building paper in there. He's already got his bats behind that and his building paper. He's done it like that. It's kind of good, you can see. I see you've even stuffed a little bit in the gaps here, bro.
Yeah, when I was cutting bits and pieces here and there, then instead of throwing it away, I just pushed it all in behind. So it'll go everywhere. The thing about bats is that you've got to pack it in neatly. You don't push it all in. It's got to be packed in neatly and cut everywhere. So it's quite time consuming. You can see at the top how it's cut in segments, you know, it goes up the top part of the wall there.
Yeah, what is that wool, is it?
Yeah,
awesome.
That's earth wool it's called, yeah.
Bloody good. Run a wire down there, one over there. PowerPoint's in, sweet as, bro.
This is just hanging in by a thread.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hand to take it out then.
Yeah.
Yeah, bloody good.
And the other one's not far away either.
A lot of dust in here, eh? You okay? You're
all right. I'm alright.
Yeah.
Who hasn't got the mask on?
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's a lot of dust for you to work in.
The hardest thing with bloody dust masks is they fog your goggles up often.
Oh, right.
Even though it has an exhaust valve, which means people it's no good for COVID.
Yeah.
Because if I cough, moisture comes out of the exhaust valve. So if you see anyone wearing one with an exhaust valve, just tell them to take it off. They're wasting their time. It's only held in by the facing. So it's actually not even bloody held in. Anything else. It's actually quite disturbing, to be honest.
It's a lot of glass, isn't it? Fall over.
Yeah.
So it was only held in by the facing,
Yeah. Yeah.
So to lift up and come down, is it?
Yeah. So I think we're going to have to
Get
get a hand in behind there.
Yep.
What I've got to do.
I've got a hand under here.
Yeah.
Jeez, mate.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that? Got the weight of it? Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I got him. Holy shit. It was only holding it in.
That's all it was holding in.
That's dodgy as fuck.
That's very dodgy.
I'm going to step down, bro.
You want to put the end down first.
Yes.
Then step down without
That
the
could have
load.
fallen out at any time, that bloody one.
Pretty much. Had two nails on the sill.
You want to put down first?
No, I'll walk down.
Okay.
2 nails on the sill.
Bloody hell.
In a high wind area.
That was quite heavy, eh?
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, it was just
The only thing was holding the window on was that.
2, 3 nails. I had 1, 2, 3 in the bottom as well. A little bit undercode. Someone would say to you, oh, it's been here this long. So, okay, well, they're right. Good thing we got it out. That's what I say.
Yeah, bloody oath.
Yeah.
Well, a good hard wind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole point. Is exactly that. The wind loading on stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, we're nailing it every 45 centimetres with 2 nails or 2 screws.
Yeah, right.
That can handle it.
Yeah.
And I mean, you get a bit of wind here from the north.
Yeah.
Although the east is the worst one, isn't it?
Oh, we get both, eh?
Yeah.
But, you know, the east would be the prevailing, yeah.
The one that drops trees and that.
Yep. No, the hard
Rotary
one.
hoe. I'll cut that next one.
Bloody good.
Get these out first.
Gee, she's just so dopey. Everything's just so rotten, eh?
Pretty much, yes.
This is all dopey. Look at this wood here, mate.
Yeah.
What's all that shit?
That's just fungi.
Fungus in the house.
Water, yeah.
Not healthy, eh?
Not ideal, no.
That's just all rotten, eh? The whole
Yeah.
fucking house is rotten. Look at that there, look.
Well, this is facing the weather, you know, so this has been getting rain.
Yep.
Every time it rains from the north here, so
Yeah.
it's facing the north. The south side doesn't get any sun, so
Yeah,
that'll
right.
have its own fair share of stuff going on.
True.
But not a big overhang here,
Yeah.
so that's why that's happened a bit to a degree.
Yeah. It's like the whole bloody house is going to fall down. Look at that window. What's holding that window in?
Same thing, just that top facing.
That's just dodgy, eh?
Yeah, yeah, they should have put some through the side, really. Like, I do wonder who did the job, I must admit. It's like I'm sort of picking that it wasn't even an apprentice, you know. 'Cause
Yeah.
even he would have figured that one out. But
Yeah.
really,
Yeah, this window's rotten, eh?
yeah.
She's falling to bits. The whole thing's just like, geez, Abs. Yeah, probably better take that out.
Got him there for a sec, mate.
Yeah, got him. Yep. This whole bloody thing feels like it's going to fall out, mate.
Yeah, it's all ready to go.
I've got this in here. You're right. Yep. You got him? You're right?
Yep.
Okay. Going to keep those for a glass house. It's bloody dodgy when you think about it. I've been sleeping beside that, and those windows could, you know, in a good wind at night could actually blow out on top of you.
Yeah.
Or there's nothing holding this. It's just, the whole thing's just so loose. Yeah. Imagine if you had, like, you know, structurally, yeah, she's not ideal, eh?
No.
What's holding this in? What is holding that in? Jeez. Shit, a brick! That was just sitting in there. You're joking me.
Had a couple of nails in it.
Yeah?
Yeah. 2 nails in the top corner by the looks of it.
Just 2 nails?
One in each top corner. I reckon they had a nail.
So had a nail here holding it?
Yeah, one in each top corner.
Bloody hell.
One out of there.
Well, what happened here is...
And this one,
yeah.
That one was still good, look.
That's perfectly
good.
Yeah,
few years out of
yeah,
that.
no, a couple of years. So what happened here, this window actually did blow out and did break.
Yeah.
It blew out one night, and my landlord, as you can see, just nailed in another one. He replaced it for us.
Oh, that was nice of him.
Well, he's a good landlord.
He is a good.
He's a good bloke.
No, he's a good bloke.
He's a good bloke.
He did right.
He looked after me. He's good.
Yeah, those screws did that. We might just...
He screwed those up in there so it wouldn't blow out.
Yeah, I might just do that. I'll screw it out.
Probably the easiest, isn't it?
Yeah, screws.
Nice brass screws, yeah? They are nice brass screws.
And it's pretty interesting that generally most of the brass screws I've come across in my life have got a slot head, not a Phillips head, because brass being soft.
Right.
Things like that happen.
Yeah, right, eh?
Bang.
Do we take it, Abs?
I'll take it, mate. I've got the gloves on.
Okay. Yeah, we couldn't live here much longer, eh? Everything's just so dodgy.
Yeah.
Dodgy is, bro. Dodgy is.
I'll put...
Take this one out too. Yep.
Flashing there. We won't bother fixing it, but we'll put a flashing on it.
We'll stick it behind that side of the house for now.
Yeah. Alright?
Yeah, bro.
Grab him with your right hand like that. A lot lighter without the windows.
Oh yeah, not easier.
I just beat the bulldozer.
You did beat the bulldozer, bro. She's that's actually not bad. Bit of remove, bit of staining along there, but what would you do with it? Nothing really, eh? It's got
to get all
on.
these nails out, which is a job for the for that little bar. I'll bend these over for the moment and put it in our timber pile just around the corner there, eh, for the boys.
Because it's flashed in it. Yeah.
And I mean, as you see, the flashing has kind of worked, you know.
Yeah, yeah. It's saved the wood.
Yeah. That almost looks like different timber from Remu.
Cypress?
Well, no, not cypress. I'm
think it's
thinking red beech.
Oh yeah, red beech.
Don't know whether I'd be right or not, to be honest.
Yeah. Even the weatherboard's all starting to rot, as is the actual framing's rotting as well. The framing's actually rotted there too, Arbs.
Yeah, yeah.
It's rotted right out. Yeah.
Yeah. Not surprised. Mask.
You need a mask, yeah. Are you taking the entire wall out and replacing it up?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to chop down and get rid of this shit.
Yep.
Stuff that's in our way. Then I'm going to put the plank here with the acro props under this half here.
Yep.
And I'll reframe it.
Yep.
The lintel's undersized.
Yep.
It's got to come out.
Yep.
So I'll just chop the bottom out, push it over for a start. I've got to unscrew the last plank of the deck to get that last bottom weatherboard out.
Oh yeah.
And then pull them out of the way, get that out, and then get this part down, that part down, and then I'll do half the wall, get it to the right height and everything, level, strap it all and everything, and then I'll drop the acro props, move the plank over to the second half, do the second half. So I'll do the whole front wall.
Bloody good.
So my aim by tomorrow night, knock off, is to have the front wall framed, strapped, braced. I'm going to brace ply in between in the middle where you can see there's an existing brace which had come down and originally gone down there. So that'll be a bracing ply element there. I'll tie all the rafters down to the top plate. And I'll probably just use that top plate. Just cut the studs out as I go and just connect it all up. It's all pretty good.
Righto.
I've cut all the dwangs out between those rafters and the ceiling joists. So I've got space to get in there to nail all that stuff down.
These lintels, you're saying they're not big enough. What's wrong with it?
They're sagged. You can
righto.
You can see it when you run your eye. I've run my eyeball along the top of this to see what the line's like, and it goes down in the middle. And
oh yeah, you can see it actually. You're right. No.
Luckily enough, the windows weren't attached to them, so they didn't actually make the windows jam because the whole lot was floating, you know, which is ironical because normally it would be fixed along the top as well. So it wouldn't have sagged as much because the two mullions in the window would have helped actually to support it.
Yeah, right.
Ironically, you know. But yeah, it also potentially, when it puts a load on the mullions, stops the windows from closing properly and that sort of carry on. You know?
Yeah, right, Yeah.
You see the small window over here? Someone's actually just got wedges in it.
Yep, has to, right.
Actually been fixed through the side. So when, again, this has had some been changed. There's a bit of different stuff going on here.
Yeah, righto.
So not sure whether that window actually rotted out completely before and they stuck a whole new one in. Quite a possibility. It's probably not in as bad a shape as the other ones. It's clear finished as well.
What's going on with the up here on the roof? Completely crooked timbers.
Yeah.
What's with that?
Just right out.
I see you braced it there, eh?
Yeah, I tied it back.
Yep.
It's nailed into the purlins just above it, so I can't try and straighten it.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't.
What I want to do is hold it there. If we get big winds, I don't want it to lift.
So. Yeah, so you've stripped it down. Yeah. Bloody good.
Yeah. Look at that. Piece of history there.
Might use it for a planter. I use those for doing animals, splitting them down. They're great reciprocating saws.
I use them for pruning in the garden.
Oh, do you?
With a different blade.
Yeah, no, bloody godsend, yeah.
These flexible metal ones
take a bashing,
Yeah, they do. They're good. They're really good for cutting through all the nails.
I know.
They'll cut wood and metal, so they're not quite as fine as the metal ones.
Yep.
So they go a little bit quicker.
That one's pretty bent now, isn't it? You had a few smacks.
Oh, I'll just bend it back.
Yeah.
If I need to, but at the moment I want it bent that way so I can cut these off flush.
Righto, okay. Yeah. Don't let me stop you. Cool.
As I'm going past, screwing them off, I'll just cut these off as I go.
Yeah. Right, well I'm going to turn to this pile and make them all safe and get rid of that for you.
Now the thing, they call them self-drilling screws, but no screw really is self-drilling if it doesn't actually clean all the swarf out of the hole. So the risk is it splits the timber, particularly with old, dry remu or something like that. So what you got to do is you have to drill the pilot hole. I've got a special bit, it's a long series bit. It's a 100mm. So that cleans it all out.
Oh yeah.
And then that way the screw does the job, what I want it to do, which is actually hold the timber.
Yeah.
I don't want it to split the timber and just be in there. I want it to actually hold it together.
Yeah, bloody oath.
That's really, really firmly attached.
Yeah, good one, mate. So Arb and I are old surfing buddies, and we used to smoke a hell of a lot of electric broccoli. And we'd go down the beach, and we'd make a big fire, remember that? We'd go out and we'd surf for hours and hours. Remember we surfed out? We'd be absolutely fucked.
Come back, stand by, warm up by the fire.
Yep. And toast marshmallows on the fire, because
yep.
we just had sugar, because we didn't know how to have good nutrition.
That's when I discovered that the most important thing was your towel when that dog pissed on it.
Yeah.
Nothing to dry myself with. Cold.
Yeah, but... you know, looking back, one of my regrets in life, and you might go, you were living, was that I smoked so much marijuana when I was young. And my advice to any young people today is wait till you're 25. Wait till the frontal lobe is developed, because I lost a lot through smoking. I mean, we had a shitload of fun smoking. Don't get me wrong, we did have a lot of fun, didn't we?
Yeah.
We used to, I mean, mental, but there was also a downside to it, and I think that should be acknowledged.
Yeah, and also we were lucky enough to look after our body a bit because we were doing physical sport,
yep.
surfing.
Going hard out, yeah.
And we were fanatics, so we actually offset a little bit the damage to the lungs.
Yeah,
we offset a little bit.
I'm talking more about that frontal lobe of the brain, you know, because so many people, we have a really exceptionally high rate of suicide in New Zealand. Last year we had an all-time high. We had 685 suicides as of the 30th of June last year, all time. And I put part of that down to the abundance of marijuana that's available for all young people to smoke. And I've seen it with people all around me, all young guys. As soon as they start smoking, they go down. Yeah, and we did enjoy a lot of smoking, but and Adrian was just, tell me about your parents, what you just done.
Yeah, so my parents, you know, I smoked from a young age, and they said to me one time, this is a comment we were talking about with marijuana suppresses anger, and my parents said to me, they said, well, you're getting angry from smoking marijuana. I said, no, I'm not!
It's true though, because he used to get angry. You did, eh?
Yeah, but I learned to, it's true, and the suppression from the marijuana was it, you know, if you got angry and you had a smoke, it was all cool.
All cool, yeah.
It didn't go anywhere, nothing got dealt with.
Yeah, exactly, you didn't deal with shit,
just like, pack some shit on top of it and keep it down.
Yeah.
And then later on, I gave up smoking marijuana, and then didn't take too long in my life to do that before I thought what was clarity actually was cloudy. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I didn't see clarity when I was stoned, it was cloudiness, actually. So then all of a sudden it's blowing apart, isn't it? It's not so much fun anymore because you know too much. So then when I stopped, all of a sudden the anger was a little bit, I expressed it more, and then I could let it go.
Can you remember something you used to tell me all the time when we were doing that?
No.
He used to say to me, and you remember this, he'd say to me that reality is the people who can't handle drugs.
That's right.
He used to tell me that all the time, mate. And after a while I started to back off because I could see myself not getting stuff done and failing at stuff. So there is a flip side, it is cool, but my advice to people, they won't listen, you won't listen. I'm just an old man talking, I don't know shit, but my advice is if you're going to smoke dope, wait till you're 25 till the frontal lobe's developed, then knock yourself out, you know, go mental on it. Because I don't know anybody of our group that still kept on smoking that's doing okay today. I just don't. Their lives are really just like haven't moved, stuck in a time place, eh?
Yeah. Actually, in fact, all the guys I know from our group who are doing okay don't smoke.
Yep. So there you go.
One time in a year, someone rocks up with a joint and they go, oh yeah.
Casey.
Why not?
Yeah. And then you go, what the fuck we do that for? And you know, sitting around and why are we doing this shit still? Yeah. That's why we drink whiskey. Yeah. Good times. Bad times. Simon from ITM's arrived with some more timber. This will be all our framing that Arb's pulled out the old framing. Heaps up, bro. How's your day going?
Better.
Alright? Had a few wins?
Yeah, a few wins today.
Bloody good, mate. is it Tasman Asbestos Solutions? Is that the name of your company, bro?
Yeah, Tasman Asbestos Solutions.
So he's helping Arb just decide what we're going to do with the floor in here and also the kitchen, because it's got to be lifted. And
How much was it?
he's not sure if it's asbestos or not. Just roughly, if it was, is it class like 1 and 2?
A and B.
A and B, like class A drugs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
is the one you don't want because it's fully encapsulated.
fully what?
Encapsulated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So if it was that one there, just
Film-
roughly, what do you
filming,
guys?
aren't you?
No, just roughly though, ballpark. What do you reckon it'd be like a job like that? There, I'm just trying to work out options, because if it is that, we can't. If it blows the budget to get it out, like we've got to think about. Well, maybe we should pack it and put MDF and put a floor straight over the top. What would you roughly reckon if it is that from experience?
Ballpark. Class A, Class B. Both of them, roughly.
Do you have a measure up?
Yeah, this is just if you work on 9 square metres in here. So, because then you'd, I know it's always hard, square meterage, you've got to think, oh, hang on a minute, yeah, because it's like that for me.
Yeah.
Someone says, what's the deck cost per square metre? And I go, well, what sort of thing do you want?
It may not be that easy for you to give us a ballpark, because there's variables that probably come on that you don't know, eh?
Oh, I haven't figured out whether it runs under the cabinetry. And
It does.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
the
Yep.
thing,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
things that go with it under the walls with the...
Shouldn't be under the walls, I would think.
You might better find out. I don't know if it's opened up these things here. It might show pretty quick on it. No, it doesn't. There you go. There's straight floor there. See?
Yeah, right.
Sweet as, bro. Goes into there. So that was enlightening. Really good blokes to meet too. Tasman Asbestos Solutions. Sam and Jesse. They come out here and they, with a wealth of information and knowledge on asbestos. I learned a lot. I think Arb probably knew most of that anyway already, but
I learned some more.
you need some more up? Yeah. So basically they were saying there's 2 types of asbestos. One is grade B and the other one's grade A. They said even if it's grade B, to remove this amount here would be $10,000.
Could be, yeah, like ballparking.
Ballpark, yeah. And he said if it's type A, it could go way higher than that. So that's not my budget. So we talked about it because this room in here also, the kitchen, we've got that same old shitty floor, and we're going to replace it. You can see the floor is pretty well stuffed anyway. I mean, it's buggered. Look in the corner here, you can see it's all starting to like peel up, come up there. It's stuffed. So I just said to Arb, we can't afford to really to go that way, because first of all you got to send it away and get it tested, and that costs money in itself, eh, Arbs? Yeah. So I said, why don't we just pack it with MDF, like, put down, what would you put, 5 mil or 10?
Well, we'd cover it, so we've got about a 3 mil difference here.
Yep.
So that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, right.
I'll bring my caliper and my vernier in tomorrow and stick it, but it's
Yeah,
looking
right.
like it's pretty much. I've got a packer in there that'll tell me actually.
Yeah, right, eh?
It's probably about 2 to 3 mil, so then I'd lay the rest of the floor with some sheets of 2 to 3 mil.
Yep.
And then
to go again on
yeah,
top of it, yeah.
or alternatively I guess go for a 5 mil and 2 over here. I'll just have a look what sizes we can get. Yeah, however it works.
It's going to work out a hell of a lot cheaper, but before we do that, I'm going to prime the whole lot once we get to that. So just so Arb's safe, we're going to seal it, and that was information.
Only that area there, he reckons.
Yeah. We could possibly cut into something, and that's just to keep him safe. So I'm going to get that all sorted. It's pretty shitty. I mean, the floor, I've been living on this for like 15 years, and look at it. I mean, I could lift that off, that would just come off my hands. So it's not very secure. It's not very good at all. And asbestos gives you cancer. It's carcinogenic. Is that right? It gives you cancer, or it gives you emphysema?
Because the fibres lodge in your lungs.
Right.
So they can give you emphysema. I knew a guy who had emphysema, and he used to work in Australia and in Whitnoom, where there was an asbestos mine. Yeah. So yeah, it lodges in there and gets stuck in there. So it works on your lungs. It's bad shit.
Yeah, not good shit. Right, I'll carry on with these nails. I've just about got my pile down to that. We've made a pile over here. I've thrown out all the stuff that's tannalised because we can't burn that because it's toxin, and I don't want the lads to play with that with the job they're doing, because we've got enough good timber without it. And I've kept the claddings that are okay for their hut that they can use, and I've taken the nails out of those or bent them over so they can use that on their hut. We're trying to save as much as we can, and the stuff that's untreated I'm going to use either for planter boxes, for planting vegetables, or for the boys' build for their hut. That's where we're at with that. So what Arb's doing is he's taking 15 off the floor down here, as you can see, because the old bottom plate was 75 and the new one going in is 90, meaning everything's going to come on another 15 mil when you match it up at the top, obviously. The same, so just going along with the skill saw, absolute precision. And hopefully not hitting any nails.
No, that didn't sound like it.
Well, yeah, they're a good tool. Great tools, eh?
They're amazing. You can cut a square circle with these.
Yep. That's the tool I used when my houseboat smashed into another boat. It came off its mooring, and that's the tool I used to cut the square out neatly to where the framing was, so I could put another square back in. Perfect for the job. So we're closing this in. Arb's got a tarp just for the weather's sake. Arb works Monday through to Thursday, so he'll be again tomorrow. But in the meantime, we're going to put this up right across here. Keep the weather out.
Dry run, so to speak.
Yeah. Got a hook already there for the job.
There was one we prepared earlier.
Yeah. Too easy.
For your Australian YouTube followers, it's too easy, camp easy.
Right.
They know what I'm talking about.
Righto. Sweet.
If I had 84 cents for every nail I put in my whole working life, I'd have $355,274 right now.
Cool. Do you want to wrap it around the side of the building or let it hang
just
there?
tie it so it doesn't flap. So.
Okay. Did you put a nail in the wrong place? I haven't seen that before. Arb,
Yep.
What's happening, bro?
Didn't pull down tight enough. There we go.
Sweet as. Hey, tell me, you probably never gave it any thought at all when you're doing this that hundreds of people were going to be watching you on my channel. Did you ever think of that at all?
No.
Not once?
No.
How does it feel?
It feels pretty much the same. My work is an automatic thing because I've been doing it for so many years.
Yep.
So it's really nice that a lot of people show their support and they find it interesting. That's really cool. I mean, usually I have clients who say they're stoked about what's going on and
I can
happy.
believe it.
Yeah. So, but it's nice to have other people seeing it. It's kind of cool. I like to tell people how things are done.
Yep.
Because if they know about it, then it's actually, they appreciate what you're doing more when they know what's involved.
Yeah.
You know, so I've always done that anyway. So a lot of your subscribers are learning some new and different stuff.
That's great, mate. They're getting a wealth of knowledge.
I was out riding my mountain bike and I meet Phil. Phil tells me he's never seen bearers put up with Waratah standards before.
Yeah.
Something I've been doing for many years, and that was really quite cool and interesting that someone would say that. So he's got a little ticket, you know, in his head now. If he's doing a deck and he thinks I might just chuck Waratahs there.
Yeah. And the reason Phil's probably never seen anybody do it is it's something I've never seen anybody do. You come up with that idea yourself, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
So it's something that Adrian did, which is highly creative and clever, isn't it? To put piles in that way. That's brilliant.
I used to do steel posts.
Yep.
And you have to have 2 pieces of timber, 2 concrete blocks, steel posts. I had to put 20 in for a job, and I thought instead of doing 20 of those bits of foundations like that,
yeah, right.
just bolt them to the bearing, put that directly on top of another one.
Yeah, mate. Bit more for wind, another couple? Or are you happy with that?
No, we don't have any wind tonight.
Okay, sweet.
So
Good.
yeah, instead of bolting them all onto the bearing, put all the posts individually, I just sort of bolt them onto the bearer and
Makes sense, mate.
that was it.
Yeah, good sense.
Look at that.
Sweet as, bro. Sweet as, bro. Oh, my leaves have come off. These are off the This one here.
Well, it is autumn.
Yeah, it is autumn. But that's actually a kaffir lime, which you can cook with. I bought that from the mega store. I'm going to plant it out. Another beautiful day in Tasman, and Arb is into it.
Yep, it's my Friday.
It's your Friday. It's Thursday today.
That's right.
It's your Friday.
Yep, it's the last day I can carry on at this rate. So what we're doing here is we're rebuilding now. Demolition is not as much fun as, or deconstruction is not as much fun as construction. So we got a good bearer. We knew this from when we did the piles and we did the deck. So we're going to tie everything down. I've got these big spac screws. I've already used those bugle batten screws into the bearer for those two blocks, but I'm going to put one right through the top like this, which is going to connect that bottom plate there. And then beside the window, on both of them, I'll put this there as well. This screws down through. This gets screwed into here with these special self-drilling super strong screws. Screw 4 into there.
Self-drilling?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just drill straight
Yeah, I can
in
drill
there?
those in because they're so short they won't split the timber,
Brilliant.
especially with pine. So that connects, that'll strap the roof down. So when you get a blow, it stops the roof from going like that. And it tightens it all up. We'll put bracing ply on this. This is really the widest panel we've got here. So it had a little dog leg brace in it, which does not a lot really. Bracing ply will do a lot.
Yep.
And yep, it'll be better than before. That's what we like.
Brilliant, bro. I want to show you guys inside the kitchen what I have every morning. Before I go any further, this is going to be horrible. It's going to be graphic, okay? So if you don't like graphic stuff, don't look. It's a dead rat, but not only a dead rat. As you can see what happens, and this happens every time, one rat gets caught and the rest eat its guts out. That's what they do. They don't care about their mates. If their mates in there struggling even, they'll start chewing on them because they're bloody rats. And every morning this trap has a kill in it. The good nature one, I've taken the baits out. It's not working anymore. It's just not doing its thing. These are the ones that are doing the kill. And all this is a bottle that rats have chewed. They've found something and chewed it up. And the good nature trap here hasn't shown any more kills, nothing there. There's the blood from the last one, but nothing of that. So, it's really the old-fashioned traps have always been the best, and poison has the best sort of result in getting rid of rats. And we are getting rid of them, but as you can just see, you know, every morning I've got a fresh one in the trap. And that's a juvenile one down there. Right, we'll empty that, refill it. By the way, these are a waste of bloody time, these traps. Absolute waste of time. Don't buy those. Go trap. You've got no power. You need the double spring. Waste of time. Waste of money.
Rightio, I've stripped out the corner here. Let's chuck the level on it. Let's chuck the level. Holy Jesus, it's plumb. I can't believe it. I refuse to believe it. I turn the level around to double check the level. It's plumb. Ha! Something's plumb. Oh, I've got to be happy. It's my favourite day. So this is a closing stud. There's two of them. You see on the other side as well, the lint will go between them. If I set them up dead level, it's easier to put my door in.
Right.
Because I use a continual size packer, and I have these plastic packers. You know, they come in all different sizes, and I screw them on there between the door and between the double studs. If I make sure it's perfect, then I don't have to have different size packers and mess around with a plane or cutting them on the saw or anything. So it's crucial to always get the studs beside the door or the window absolutely perfect. It just makes life quicker and easier.
Yeah, right. So that's why you're using the level. Yep.
That's why I use the level here, yeah.
Do you hang a plumb as well or not?
I've got a laser plumb, that little laser line. I can do that, and that's what I did for up here.
Oh,
But
yep.
often, to be honest, I've still got a plumb bob and string, and I might use it if it's daylight or it's from some point over the roof overhang or something like
Yeah,
that.
righto.
But generally not so much. The
Yeah.
level's the important one.
Oh, I got a truck arrived here. That'll do. Sit down, Bruno. And Bruno's going to go and eat them up. Uh-oh, there's trouble.
They brought me the windows today, have they?
You got the windows here, looks like it. Oh no. It's me, mate.
Okay. Doing it now. Always go at same centres all the time. 800 and 1600 and a 24 floor, so that basically later on you want to hang something of some significance, you know where the dwangs are immediately.
Oh yeah,
800,
true.
1600, one at the top, one at the bottom.
Yeah,
bottom
right.
plate usually in top plate. So
Yeah.
just always keeping the same measurements.
So you've marked them already,
Yeah,
eh?
yeah. This is level, so I just squared across for those.
Yeah, righto.
Before I put the second stud on, it's easier to nail it like this, obviously, and then I'll put the second stud on afterwards.
Yep.
There's a bit of a twist in the stud.
See that, yeah. Oh yeah, clamp it, yeah.
Same thing.
Clamp it again, keep it straight. There's no she'll be right with arbs, is there, eh?
No, it's not worth it. I'll just have to plane it later on because it'll be in the way.
Yeah.
I might as well just put a clamp on it now and it won't be in the way.
Yeah, bloody oath. It's a big drill bit. What's going on with that, Abs?
That's that the big blue bolt
Oh yeah.
behind you that screws that bracket down.
Oh yeah.
I screwed that bracket onto the stud before I put it in because I couldn't get into it afterwards.
Gotcha.
So I've got one of those big Spax ones that's going down into the bearer as well. This just ties this end of the door down, so this part of the building is not going to blow away either.
Yeah, right.
Could be handy this weekend.
Nab smacks in another stud so quick.
Start a new box of nails.
Yep, I'm taking away more waste. Actually, this is going to be firewood, most of this. Actually, that's a mixture of stuff that can be burnt, stuff that can't. The remu can be burnt. The boys can use some of this cladding for their hut. Down there, I'm sure they'll find a use for it. I turn around and next minute there's a bloody lintel up there.
That's handy. It's got a good thing to do. Got a bit of wind coming this weekend. I'll put a few clips, straps from the lintel over the top plate. I've already screwed the rafters in there. I'll strap them too. But then that wind can blow and I can sleep at night and not worry about the roof blowing away.
Yeah, mate. Good stuff, bro.
I'm happy about that.
Poe's getting a bit of love from Ross over there, and I'm smacking in this lintel. It's so fast.
I'll put screws in that too.
Yeah. Straight enough for you, Abs?
Yep.
Very good.
Don't want those nails to come out the other side.
Looks nice, mate.
Yeah, they were a bit undersized before.
Right, eh?
Yeah.
So you go 2 side by side?
Yeah, 90mm, so you can do a nail lamination, sort of like every 150, nail it together.
Yeah.
I'll screw that in as well.
Oh, okay.
But I'll nail that to the other one first.
Right.
And then I'll screw that in. And then I've got a... It's pretty good actually.
Yeah, not bad, eh?
It's pretty bloody good. It's the thing when you get good timber, life's just easy. You know, just makes everything go together so much better. I won't bother nailing in there, I'll just screw those.
Oh, yep.
Don't need to hold it in there, the other one's held there. Big knot here. Big knot here.
Big knot.
See?
Yep.
It's got a...
Happy?
Yep.
So I bought this little garden trailer, I suppose you call it. Bunnings, it's a wee tip trailer. It's been really helpful for this job. Just getting rid of all the timber and stuff as Arb works. Bit more framing for the boys, for their huts. It's good having all this, you can use it. I've bent all the nails down so it's safe.
I just put a few plane strokes through there so when I nail these plates on, they're behind the jib line so they don't make the jib form a lump, or I don't have to cut the back out of the jib. This is connecting the rafter to the lintel. It's been skew nailed all the way along together, but this is making sure that this holds the roof lift down through the bracket that I screwed through the big screws down to the bearer, which is attached to the new piles which you got their feet in concrete. Bang. Just
solid.
Keeps everything together. Doesn't matter how much it blows. This system, we know, I know this from working in the tropics in Australia, 250 kilometres an hour.
Right.
No dramas.
Brilliant.
It's the way it works. Put the strap in that one.
I noticed you were using both hands, Arb, left and right on that
Yeah.
nail gun.
Try to save the load on the shoulder.
Yep.
If I can use the left one, the right one's starting to pack up this time of the day.
Yeah, mate, yeah. I know what that's all about.
Yeah. Oh, I missed too, like the screw in there.
Yep.
You've got to kind of spread this across. You don't just nail from one end to the other.
Yeah, right.
Start from the middle and go to the outside.
Yeah. So with reinforcing you need a lot, eh?
Every 150 mils.
Yep.
And when we do it on the outside, we do it every 75. It negates the need for straps, but if you strap as well, then you've got braces and a belt.
Yeah, right.
You know, we're in a high wind area, so I do the 75 just top and bottom.
Yep.
And then 150 on the studs and the verticals. And I wanted to get this in because I've removed a lot of timber out of the walls.
Yep.
The windows were actually giving it a bit of very, very minor amount of bracing. But now I'm tied down and I'm braced, so it can blow as much as it wants.
Yeah, mate, yeah.
I'm not remotely worried about anything happening with this.
Oh, it's brilliant, mate. It's totally different to what I was living in.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, what I was living in was actually moving all the time.
Yeah, yeah, well every time you open and close the window it was trying to fall out, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, mate. It was rough. It actually did fall out. One of the windows did fall out and
the
landlord replaced it.
Yeah, yeah.
Righto, we'll turn this light off and finish up what I wanted to say to you guys. What do you think about this? Arb with his own building channel. Building with Arb, a YouTube channel. Well, I've been working alongside him since he's been working on my house. Not really working, just helping him take all the shit away and letting him do everything because he's that amazing. I mean, what else could I add to it? Nothing. He doesn't need an apprentice. He doesn't need anybody. He's a one-man machine. I've really enjoyed watching him. I love filming him. I love seeing what he's doing. And I said to him, bro, you need to have your own YouTube channel. People will love it. I love watching it. There's all these wee gems, all these wee nuggets of information he brings forward for the DIY man, the home handy man. He'd just be like such a great asset for all of us to watch if you're into that sort of thing. He said to me, I haven't got enough time. He said, you know, the amount of time it'll take editing all my free time is mountain biking and doing the things I love. And I totally understand that. I mean, it's 10:30 at night now and my day is just about to begin. I'm going to take this home, all the footage I've done the last 3 days of work, and I'm going to start editing, and it won't be probably finished till 3 or even 4 o'clock in the morning. And then I'm getting up again to start another day to do my own filming for more stuff, and YouTube channels are like that. So he hasn't got time. Clearly I don't have the time. What about this for an idea? We start a Patreon account, and from that we pay somebody to do that extra work. I can train that person and get them going. I've got 2 people in mind, actually 3 possibles, but to start off, and we create a channel for him, and it's funded by Patreon. And then when it starts to pay enough money to pay that person back that's doing the filming and the editing, then maybe at the end there's even something for Arb for everything he's doing. I don't know. Your thoughts on that? Would you be prepared to put in, say, $2 or $5 or $10 or $20 a month just to create that channel? Because I sure as hell would. Yeah, I would Patreon up to that. So just an idea. Give me your ideas on that. Would you or would you not? And let's see if we can make something really cool happen, because I think he'd have an awesome channel. He's funny. He's got so much information. He's a good person. He's full of integrity. He's full of wisdom. He's just a neat guy, and I'd like to see him with his own channel. I really would. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching the video right then, because it's been a bloody long one. I'm guessing it's going to be well over an hour for the amount of filming I've done. I've got to get to the houseboat and start editing. Dogs are in the back. I've got 2 of them. They've just had a run. I've gone to sleep. Good luck with everything. Be good. Can't be good. Be careful. We'll see you in the next one.